So the first episode of Berserk is out, and it looked awful. It's probably the worst thing I've seen this year.
Make you faster and stronger, and make the bad guys cry like an anime fan on prom night.
Yep, it still is. Now we shouldn't be surprised because the trailer looked like shit already, but damn man, I didn't think they would go through with it. It's crazy how long people have been waiting for this new anime adaptation of Berserk, and with good reason. The original anime series came out in the late 90s and had done well enough for people to want more since then. Then there's the movie trilogy, which as far as I know had done well enough. But I guess since the movies did well, they decided to continue the trend of CGI mixed with 2D animation in the Berserk productions later on, which people disliked in the movie, and I don't think people wanted to see it in this new series. I mean, they must have heard the numerous people who wanted a proper 2D art style. No, they didn't. I mean, it's back and it's worse than ever. Now the first episode technically starts on the first volume of the manga, while noticeably skipping the encounter with the Snake Baron and his men in the city of Koka, and only introducing Puck along with the carriage ride with the priest and his daughter. But I guess it's best that they didn't animate the fight with the Snake Baron, because it would have probably looked worse than the fight Guts had with those mercenaries, or even with those skeletons, as it showed him awkwardly swinging his sword around with the horrible sound of clinging hollow metal against bones. Now from when I last remember, Guts' sword was made out of solid metal, and solid metal shouldn't sound like he was going to smash a cowbell around. Then the fact that the animation was so slow, I mean, that's one of my biggest gripes with computer generated animation already. Then the craziest thing I also noticed, since I never watched the movies, was that the movies did the CGI better than the show, where most of the characters were in 2D and the CG seemed to be used during more forgiving times. But in the show, it's all they had. And I know the argument that the movie usually has a bigger budget than the show per episode, but if the budget was a problem, why did they do it at all? Now I'm a person that has read the manga way before the show was even announced, so maybe I'm a little bit biased, but I am also one of the people who cannot tolerate games being under 60 FPS on PC, so I'm kind of an elitist when it comes to visual representations. So if I hadn't gotten into the manga, I still would have made a video on this episode. My question is, if they needed money, why not open a crowdfunding campaign? I mean, it worked with Little Witch Academia, and it works with a few other anime series that are pretty good right now, and they look fucking amazing. Also, why couldn't they wait for, a studio in a couple of years to make a better, production of the show? One that has quality and standards, and overall more money, I feel. Now, I know you were probably doing this for people who really wanted this, but at that point, you shouldn't have even bothered. I feel like this show is the biggest insult to anyone that appreciates an adaptation that they've been looking forward to. I would hate, to be that guy that has read the manga from the very beginning, like first volume release on the fucking shelves, and has to sit here and watch his favorite anime series just being destroyed visually in front of his face. And you know that the story isn't going to be bad, because it isn't, especially in the manga, and I feel like the anime could do that too, but it's very, very hard to watch an anime whose CGI is more distracting, and I feel that will be the detriment to the show overall. So yeah, this is my video on why I feel like the Berserk anime is a complete and utter disgrace to any type of adaptation. I mean, you should be really ashamed of yourself if you actually thought this is like something that you should be showing anyone. It looks like an unfinished class project, for God's sake. Stop right now. If the show isn't done, if it isn't clean cut done, stop making it now. It looks like shit, please. It looks really bad. Visual representation, any type of presentation is paramount. I feel like anything shown in a bad light or shown in a bad way is a hindrance to any good type of medium. Stop. Just stop it. Please. Stop making this show look like shit. Make something that looks good. Thank you.